Good morning, Sophie. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
We're happy to have you here at the Greenwich Film Festival. So tell me a little bit more about your film and what compelled you to tell this type of story.
So my film was made when I was a dance movement psychotherapist trainee in Roehampton. So I did that 3-year course, and throughout that course, I had that realization that I'm coming from a colonial history. So from my Chinese Cambodian background, but brought up in France. All the history came back when I started to study dance movement psychotherapy at uni. So I'm telling that whole story about who I am, how is that difficult to be multicultural in that Western world. So that's why I was doing this kind of film. So first, it was something that was done to accompany the dissertation that I have to submit at the end of my final year. So in the end, I could make that first draft of the film, and I felt like that message has to go through in the outside world. So that's why I made it more kind of artistic for the grand public and for the wider world to be aware of my own, and also people can resonate as well, and to get that reasoning, projection, or unconscious biases that's still running in ourselves for them to question about who they are throughout that film.
So it's a lot to do with identity. That's quite a very common
that's
theme.
Correct.
Yeah.
And also it talks about transgenerational trauma. So it is whenever ancestors are gone through trauma throughout their lives and hasn't been worked through during their journey of their own life, it's been carried through with all the the offsprings or even the children, and the whole lineage is impacting by the actual trauma if it's not cured by therapy.
So this is your first time directing?
Directing, producing, post-editing. I started with Clip Champ, zero pounds in that. So yeah, I needed to step up a little bit into that new version, but it was a brand new film for me. It was my very first piece of art, so I'm very happy to get it selected and to be able to show my work.
I mean, that's why we do it. We want it to be seen by as most people as possible. That's fantastic. What would you say you learned through the making of the project compared to what you initially intended for it to be, compared to what it ended up being? Is there anything that you found along the way in the journey?
So at the beginning, I had a kind of very structured way of seeing.
We're okay.
Of seeing how I wanted to convey my message, but the submission of my film at uni, you have to follow all the criteria, and I found it too overwhelming for the grand public.
And restrictive in a way, isn't it? Yeah.
Too restrictive, and I couldn't bring all the multiple layers that I wanted, and I did what I wanted in the end to express my creativity. So at some point, I was supposed to spat up some semolina, I know, but in the end I started to bring my thread coming out of my mouth. So it's going to be an intriguing aspect for people to watch this kind of a thing.
So why now more than ever is this film will resonate with people? Why, at this particular time in our society, in our world, why do you think that your film will resonate with people?
I think there is so much diversity around in London. I think it would be well received, because not only people are just from different countries, but they were probably second, third, fourth generation of, from another country. Also the historical colonial past of Great Britain. So I'm from France, so they do share similar history. So I wanted to share this past of myself, or even my journey actually, for people to understand what colonialism has done throughout those centuries. And I think the woke tendency, or the awakening of the people, I think people can receive the message now.
More than ever.
Yeah, I think, especially in this very diverse and multicultural, especially which is Greenwich or Peckham, or I feel like.
And this is a film for all ages.
Sorry?
For all age groups?
Yeah.
So
Maybe for children can
Okay.
be a bit
Okay, so
triggering a little bit.
but as a young adult maybe watching it,
Yeah.
what would you want a young adult to get from the film?
I want them to get. They don't have to understand the cognitive side of it, but having that sensation and all the feelings that can feel during the viewing of the film, because I made it very visual, very impacting in terms of music. I wanted people to vibrate in their bodies and feeling that fear, that constraint.
Very
and,
visceral, visceral experience.
Very, very visceral. I want that because I'm coming from that dance movement psychotherapy background. I want people to feel that in their body.
I love that, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.